So today we are where we are because of series of decisions taken by a lot of people for a very long time. I was watching this channel called Philosophy Tube, and the creator was discussing about how everything just started. So in the beginning, there were no system, which is obvious, and we had total freedom to do everything. Like, for example, let's say someone come and rob something from me, I can go and just kill them, as there is no system to protect me or them. So, to maintain some structure, in exchange of our freedom, we got some benefits of having a society. And during that time, the major question was who gets to govern us? Would it be the people who were like more intellectual? Would it be selected by other people? Or would it be God? And over the time, a lot of people have had different opinions regarding it. So, a lot of people believe that it should be God who can govern us. But while we are on earth, someone should maintain the structure. For example, let's say you bought some chickens from a farmer, but you tell the farmer that my backyard is not ready, so can you keep the chickens for like a week and then I'll come back and take it, right? So in that same analogy, we are like the chickens who are waiting to go to the afterlife after our death, and meanwhile, the farmer are some people. Now, this whole thing might sound like very ancient or something that used to happen in the history. It's literally happening in Afghanistan under the control of Taliban. So a lot of back and forth discussions were happening during that time about system. A lot of intellectuals were giving their views about how a system should look like. And now if we skip like a couple of thousand years of history, we come to this present time where we have a very complicated system where almost everything is intertwined. And in this video, I would like to talk about the extremes of this spectrum. On the one end of the spectrum, we have people believing that there has to be hierarchy and class and caste. On the other end, we have people who believe in meritocracy. Let's start with something that we already understand or witness. In India, we have caste and class system, both. We all say that we don't believe in caste, or at least I have met a lot of people who don't believe in caste until the time comes to get married. The difference between class and caste is that in class system, you still have some sort of control, or it gives you the illusion of a control. Like you can make money and top the ladder.
Capitalism, God's way of determining who is smart and who is poor.
But in terms of caste, no matter how rich or successful you get, you can never quite change your caste. I think it gives people a sense of premium version, like a human plus. It also heavily related to our value system because all the people who are practicing these kind of discriminations, knowingly or unknowingly, they were raised to believe that their identity is based on how superior they are compared to some people in the society. I recently saw this video which was very interesting. It was related to social media about what we think is cringe. A lot of the times when we see someone having the same music taste who is probably not from the same class, we feel like they were faking it. Like they were faking to like it, or they are just wannabes. How dare they have the same taste as I do, or how dare they watch the same games or movies as I do, as they don't come from the same place, because that was part of their identity too, and they feel like their identity is being stolen by someone who doesn't belong to the same group. Similarly, when we see videos from someone who is lower class and they are trying to imitate someone from upper class, we find that video very cringe. What is the reason? They're actually trying to imitate somebody that they got influenced by, just like you and I. The reason why I think that triggers us is because we think those people are inherently different than us, and more specifically lower than us, so they shouldn't be trying to look upper. Let's say on a daily basis, you will see a lot of people buying the same designer stuff, buying the same things to look or imitate someone else. We never question them because they have the money to afford it. It also comes to a point that people who benefit from the hierarchy system, they do not want to mend the differences. They do not want to be equal to somebody who is lower than them. So even though we have cities like Mumbai, which is finance capital of the country, people still leaving those places to buy plots in places where you cannot find through Google Maps. Is it because they're not getting a sea view apartment there? I don't think so. It is to segregate from the noise, from the people or group that they feel like don't belong with them. There are multiple gated communities in these three cities. The entry is so exclusive to the upper class only. You cannot buy it with money. You need to have the contacts, the network, the position. There are also set of people who believe in meritocracy. So let's talk about that for a moment. This concept of meritocracy is not new. In the book The Republic, Plato suggested a similar kind of story. Now, this is happening in 300 BC. So, the concept was Plato and Socrates were trying to build a perfect city. In the perfect city, they wanted to assign people work based on their capabilities. They wanted the intellectuals to make the policies. They wanted the stronger men to go for military, and they wanted some weak minded people to go and take up trivial jobs, right? So this was their plan. Socrates suggested, well, Plato said Socrates suggested that they, in order to implement the plan, they cannot just directly tell people that they're going to assign task based on individual capabilities, but rather they're going to tell them a noble lie. So, a lie that is for good. So, they plan on telling people that instead of them picking the other people on the basis of talent, they're actually given birth from the soil, and during birth they were made from some metal, either gold or bronze or silver, and in the hierarchy they will be assigned to work. They were made to believe that they were already picked by the nature. This concept, the similar concept, is also discussed in the book The Brave New World, but to an extreme. The main setup of the book was post war. Intellectuals gathered and they wanted to make a new city. So every human was mass produced from an egg, and then they were raised according to a class system: alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon ways. The people who are alpha, they will become scientists, leaders, they will take up like elite roles, and people who are the lowest, that is epsilon, they will take very trivial roles. People who were born in the group of alpha, to nourish them, they were given the environment for their physical and psychological development. People who were in the lower rank, just say epsilon, they were given drugs and alcohol. And in that dystopian world, the concept of empathy is outdated. And a lot of things happen in the book. I'm not going to give you spoilers. But towards the end, someone who tried to oppose it dies, and the system continues to go on for infinite time. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.